Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Natania Kamen talking, and this is our first day on the week challenge. If you're a beginner, if you're not a beginner, doesn't matter. You're still doing something for your body. If you're a beginner, welcome. Yoga changed my life, how I see my body, how I feel, and all the traumas and problems that I had since I was little. So that helped me a lot, and I hope it helps you too. So what I have here, it's a pillow, just a normal, long, kind of lean and long pillow that I grabbed from my couch. You can use another mat, you can use a rolled up blanket that kind of follows your spine. So as long as your spine is lifted, so your chest can be lifted. This is all I'm doing. If that doesn't serve you, you can just lay down on the floor. What I have here is my ankles crossed. At that time, I had a little knee injury, and so I'm trying to be very, very careful with my knee. What you can do there is to bring some blocks or pillows underneath your hips. But again, if this is too much, you can just straighten your legs in this pose. We're just centering, breathing. I have my arms overhead and bent so I can open my chest more, but also you don't have to do that. Just take long, deep breaths. I extended my arms now. I'm taking deep breaths here in my lungs, in my rib cage, all the way down to my belly, all the way up to the crown of my head, all the way to my fingertips. Just keep feeling that space that we hardly use in our bodies. The chest is the opening of the heart. Keep the breath really nice and deep. Now, one of the things that's going to help you find energy and release stagnation in the body is to kind of do small and slowly waking up the movements in your arms. I'm rotating my hands in, I'm bringing my fingers towards my palms, and I'm doing some circles with my wrists and reaching my arms and doing some circles maybe with my elbows, using my shoulders here. And this is totally organic and it's up to you. How does it feel? How much you can open. Now when you feel like you had enough, bend your knees and bring your foot down to the floor. Reach the arms to your sides. Take long deep breaths here. Feel the groundness of your head down to the mat. And then start very gently. Send your head side to side. As you release anything that is stressing you out in your shoulders or neck, take this moment to make all yours. It's your moment to release. Feel the groundness of your feet down to the mat. And then bring the right leg, the right knee towards the chest. I always recommend, if you don't have a belt, you can bring a shirt and use that shirt to bring the knee closer to you, if maybe reaching for your knees is too far away. And just hold the knee there. And then holding with your left hand the right knee. See what I'm doing? I'm bringing my pillow so my knee can be supported, or you can use anything else underneath you. Have a support, so the left hand is on the outside of the right leg, the right knee, and the right arm is released in front of your body. Relax your head, relax the muscles of your legs. Breathe deeply into your chest. Take this moment to surrender your body and feel the slow sensation of broadness of your low back. Now, keeping the leg how it was, gently move your belly down to the floor. Be very careful with the body, with the back. Now my right knee is bent to the right, my inner knee is on the floor. If this is too much, you can always slide your knee lower. Now you don't have to go to this either if for the shoulders too much. Bring a pillow underneath your shoulder or bring a pillow underneath your head. I brought my right arm underneath my left arm. So I'm like a pretzel, I'm twisting from different directions in my body. Bring as many pillows as you need, as many blankets as you need to support you in this. This is a complete restorative pose. Now from here, come back, reaching the same leg up, but now we don't have the prop underneath our backs. So extend the left leg, bring the right knee to your chest, and then if you can, try to straight extend that right leg all the way up, bringing your heel towards the sky and your toes towards your chest. As you're holding your fingers together, it almost creates a lift in the back chest and the upper back. And then bring that right leg to the right, very gently. I like to keep my left hand, my left hip bone, so it keeps them balanced. And then slowly bring it down. Bring your knees together, separate your feet, bring your hands to your belly and breathe. Recollect why you're doing this today, and just really have nothing else but the present moment and your breath with you right now. Take another breath in and then hold the left knee to your chest. And when I say hold, it's just literally just to take your hands and bring on top of that knee. You're not doing any effort. You're just relaxing. Holding that knee. And the pressure is up to you. If you want to bring a little bit more pressure, go ahead. But keep your low back on the mat. Soften your jaw and your eyes. Soften your lips. Now we're going to send the whole body to the other side, to the right side. I'm bringing my pillow to support my knee, my leg. And then the left arm stays on top of my left side or on the floor. Whatever feels good. Ideally, you're trying to completely release your full body. And because the mind goes everywhere, we sometimes bring tension back to the shoulders or back to the legs, or we're wondering about whatever pain we're having, right? So try to stay as close to your breath and connected to your body as you can. Now, I'm bringing my belly down and I'm keeping my left knee, inner knee on the mat and on top of my pillow maybe. And then my left arm goes underneath my right arm. And again, use as many props as you want. If you don't want to do this one, keep your arm by your sides or just let your forehead release in your hands. And just honor the movement of your breath. Honor the constant surrender of your neck and shoulders for you to be able to release. You gotta release. You gotta let go. And then come back. Bring again the left knee to chest and then extend the right leg and extend the left. As you're pulling, pressing that hamstring into your fingers, depending on the length of your arms and the flexibility. But here for me, I can also use that as a stretch for my back, shoulders, the back of my neck. Feels really good. I'm sending that left leg to the left. And try to balance your hips here as much as possible. And again, you don't have to go all the way down as I'm going, or you can go all the way down much more than I am. And then bring it back. Bring your knees together so you can surrender your low back. Separate your feet to a distance of your mats. Even if you're not using a mat, separate where it feels great. All right. I'm coming back towards my belly, belly on the mat. Bending my both elbows, surrender your forehead on top of your hands. If it does not feel like a surrender for your head, just bring one of your cheeks down. Bend your knees gently, up and down to notice how the back muscles feel. And then I'm lifting slowly my head off the floor, like waving, bringing my chin towards the chest and waving. And then again, now instead of just bending my knees, I'm circling my knees, my ankles, maybe even pointing your toes and flexing your feet. I'm swinging side to side, almost also giving a massage for my low belly here. This is great if you have knee issues, if you have low back problems. We're trying to keep this really gentle. This first day of your journey that I hope you continue. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tucking your toes under, and then point your toes. Lift your chest off the floor and lift your knees off the mat. Now here again, you need to be really gentle with your low back. You're going to have a little squeeze in that low back bones. So do the best as you can. Don't pull too much. Don't force too much. Just honor that space in the front of your chest and feel how much muscles of your backs, the muscles of your backs that are helping you lift everything off the floor. And then use your arms a little bit and then use your core. We're gonna go to a child's pose. If you don't know what that is, it's one of my favorites. I think it's one of everybody's favorite in yoga. If you have knee issues, or maybe you're very tight here, or I see in a lot of guys that is really hard to do a child's pose because their legs don't touch, their sit bones don't touch their heels. So right here I have a pillow between my legs, between my glutes and my heels. And I'm giving some variations here to how it feels if you have knee issues too. My hands are underneath my forehead, but you can also use a block or books or other pillows. You can also use a lot of pillows underneath your chest so you can surrender more. You can do this whole practice in the comfort of your bed if you want, before you leave the bed, before you get up, or when you're going to bed at night. So take a moment to breathe in your whole low back, upper back, the back of your neck. Surrender your jaw. Soften your ankles. Breathe. Now this is tabletop. You lift, and then this tabletop I'm letting my belly drop, and then I'm lifting my mid back up to the sky. This is called cow and cat flow. So when you open the chest, when you breathe in and out, you're doing this different movement with your spine. Breathe in, drop the belly down, maybe sending your chin forward to stretch that neck, and then exhale, rounding, pressing the floor away from you, bringing the chin towards the chest, tucking the tailbone under. Now I'm also doing some side stretch here, bringing my rib cage to one side and towards the other, looking over to one side and looking over to the other side, squeezing my left shoulder towards my left rib cage, and then left with left and right with right hip bone, creating some freedom in your spine. And then when you feel like, okay, I had enough, this is another great one, a great surrender pose. Usually you're gonna feel mostly in your shoulders, but again, you don't have to be as sliding forward here as I am. Sorry, my English, guys. You can keep your elbows down and bring maybe your hands together towards the back of your head or towards the back of your neck. Ideally, your knees are right underneath your hips, and then you're trying to surrender so much your belly that you feel that hollow sensation on your exhales, and you feel like a balloon inflating on your inhales. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. In and out through your nose. Alright, we are almost done here. You did your first 16, 17 minutes of yoga, and just a few poses, a few movements for you to open up, and then rounding your back, bringing your chin to your chest, and then gently dropping your belly down to the floor, squeezing back to my mats here. Take your props away or use your props. Now we're gonna do a quick Shavasana here, laying down on the mat. So I guess this is easier for you to find your center just by feeling the breath pressing into the floor, feeling your chest and your belly pressing down to the floor. Stay here, pay attention in your breath, and be kind with the body and let it surrender. Let it, like the earth, hold your whole body. Take long, deep breaths and stay here for as long as you want. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and hope to see you in the day 2. Namaste.